And thankfully, we saw fairly limited rain accumulation from that round last night. Had more storms today, isolated heavy downpours, including out in the river parishes with some flooding in Destrehan. And as we look kind of downstream for any more rain that may be moving our way overnight, nothing. Now, that doesn't rule out a few little stray sprinkles here and there, or even a few brief, maybe isolated downpours, but certainly not any big complexes of storms that would bring in even heavy additional rains from what we saw during the day today. And I tell you what, the models, even as this system remained fairly unorganized and kind of sloppy, it always indicated that kind of from around, say, Houma, parts of lower to western Terrebonne, and then all of our parishes more along the south central Louisiana coast would likely see some of the greatest totals, and that's exactly where they set up. And thankfully, most of us saw manageable amounts of rainfall through the day today. And again, I don't believe we're going to be really adding to those totals through the night tonight. And even tomorrow, we'll see some isolated heavy downpours that could lead to flooding. Now, don't get me wrong, a quick 2 to even 4 inches of rainfall in a few spots possible, but I think that should be fairly limited in nature, not a widespread concern. Widespread, I think we might add 1 to 2 inches of rainfall through the day tomorrow and maybe even on into Saturday, with some isolated areas getting a little bit more. Now, there has been talk of the moisture coming back at us as we head into next week, as seen by one of our outlier computer models. That's partly true. What we're looking at is all of the moisture associated with our area of investigation, and it's a broad area. This is the upper pattern with, you can kind of see what's going on here. This clockwise motion is a big upper level ridge. That moisture is being drawn northward and eventually will get pulled to the east thanks to this upper high that starts moving into the Gulf. The upper high, as that sits over us, hot and dry Sunday into most of next week. And that moisture coming around the high may try and move across the Gulf Coast, but it's not exactly the disturbance itself. All of the upper level energy associated with our invest is moving to the west. That's what's colorized in the greens, reds, and yellows. What we're going to be watching for is another upper trough coming along the east coast and some energy from the Atlantic. It's really this energy that we'll be watching as the triggering mechanism, triggering that tropical moisture for rainfall. At the moment, model's not aggressive, and this is 7 days out, so this is within some model accuracy of any tropical development. 7 days out, model's really not indicating any tropical development, but certainly more rain. And after several days of highs in the mid-90s and heat indices of 110, we'll be hoping for some rainfall. So again, worst case scenario through tomorrow and even into Saturday, we could add a few more inches of rainfall. I don't believe that is going to be the case, certainly not a widespread concern. Those rain chances will stay high Friday and Saturday, tapering off by Sunday, mostly dry early to mid next week under the high, with more tropical rains heading our way late next week.
All right, Chris, thank you so much.